What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Black and Red Builds channel. I'm Chewysolo, and today we got a really cool build here. This is from ROKR. I purchased this one myself. This is the Cuckoo Clock. If you guys have seen this one around, I don't know if you have or not, but look how cool that is. The new ROKR Cuckoo Clock. This one has been available in China for a while. That's where I got this one from, if you can notice by the Chinese writing all over the box. This is not the American version. Now the clock itself is the same. The only thing different is the writing on the box and on the instruction manual, I'm assuming. But yeah, this is the Cuckoo Clock. I've always had an interest in cuckoo clocks. I just think they're just so cool, man. The mechanicalness of it, you know, the bird popping out and everything. And this one has a lot of moving parts. This is an actual clock that works. And if you know anything about cuckoo clocks, they can be quite expensive, you know. You buy one that's from Germany or whatever, they can be pretty high up there in price. And so for, you know, around $70 to get one that's really cool and you get to build it yourself, man, that's just a win-win in my book. I just think this thing is so cool. This one is now available at the robotimeonline.com store. So I will leave a link to that in the description down below, and I will put a QR code right here. You can just scan it with your phone and it'll take you right to it. But yeah, super cool model, and I can't wait to get into this. So I want you guys to go ahead and get up top so you can get that cuckoo clock bird's eye view, and we'll go ahead and get this thing open. All right, here we go, guys. This is the Cuckoo Clock from ROKR. Now this is a pretty whimsical model. It's got a very fairy tale look to it. In fact, it is strongly based off of Alice in Wonderland. Now, they don't claim that or anything, but this one is called Wonderland. And if you read here, it says fall down the rabbit hole. And if you look at the clock, it's got like the cards on it. We got, you know, clubs, diamonds, spades, hearts. There are more card emblems on the side. We got a rabbit down here. Very much Alice in Wonderland themed, although they don't say that. They just say it's like a storybook fairy tale theme. So I just think it's really cool. In fact, there seems to be a lot of Alice in Wonderland themed things coming out soon. One is a new puzzle box from ID Venture that is coming out soon. It was on a Kickstarter. I did get that one, and that one will be coming out, I believe, in November. And there's also a pinball machine that is Alice in Wonderland themed, which was also a Kickstarter, and that one is also coming out in November. So I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of Alice in Wonderland themed things coming out lately. But this, super cool, man. I could not pass this one up. Again, guys, this one was not sent to me by ROKR. I did purchase this one myself. So this is the Cuckoo Clock. It is LC901C. I believe that's probably going to be the same item number as the American version. I can't read this, but I believe this is, you know, it's puzzle pieces. It's got light, it's got sound, and it's for ages 14 and up. Look on the back here. And again, I can't read this. I could scan it with my phone and see what it says, but I believe this is, okay, yes, I can see this is 435 pieces. The size is 212 by 170 by 340 millimeters. And this is a 4 out of 5 star difficulty. So it's not one of their hardest, but this will be a more difficult model. That's why I believe this was for ages 14 and up, did I say? Yes, 14 and up. So that's probably a fair age, I would say. And man, this is really cool. Here are some of their other clocks that they have. Here is that gift factory that's so cool. I made a video of that one. If you guys want to check that out, is in the, I have a ROKR playlist, so you could just check that out from there. So anyways, guys, let's go ahead and flip this back over and let's get this open and see what we got inside. Man, I cannot wait to get this one going. All right, there we go. We got our instruction manual here. Again, as you can see, it's Chinese writing, but it also has English on it, assembly instructions. Cuckoo Clock. Now, I believe the American version will just only have English on it. All right, like this on the inside. You know, this is all in Chinese, but this kit does have both battery and USB for power, so you could use either or. You can, if you don't have a USB connection, you can just use the battery. I believe it's 2 AA batteries, or you can plug it up to USB. So here are all of our parts, and we're going to get right into the instructions here on building it. And as always, the instructions for ROKR is always very clear and easy to read. Now this page is not, I don't think it's perforated, but it does have a line for cutting it off. So it makes it a little easier if you can cut this page off, or a lot of times they perforate this so you can just tear it out. And then that way you don't have to keep flipping back to it to look up specific parts and what bag they're in or whatever. So again, like I said, very clear instructions. There are certain spots on here where I probably am going to have to scan to see what it's saying. But for the most part, it's just letters and numbers. Like right here, there's something that's telling me something here. So I'll just scan that with my phone and see what it says. All right, when we get all done, man, we're going to have this beautiful cuckoo clock right here, and I can't wait. So, all right, let's get a look at the boards here. We will get those out of the paper later. Now, this looks like it is a mixture of MDF and, I believe, plywood. A lot of times these are either plywood or MDF. And now that I'm looking at the edges of it, I believe this is almost all MDF, and there is maybe one sheet that is plywood. So the MDF is usually a little easier to work with. It comes out a little cleaner and is a little more tolerant. You don't have it splintering off and breaking as much. But I do like the plywood more, even though it's not as easy to work with. All right, looks like inside we have some pieces here. This looks like maybe something for a speaker or something. We have a little board here. We have our motor right here. Looks like a speaker. Here's our battery box, and here's our connections here. So I believe whether you're using batteries or USB will probably plug in here. Everything connects through this box. What is this here? Oh, you know what this is. This is, I believe, the part that the cuckoo will probably set on and slide out. And it looks like there's a spot for a battery here as well. Is that what that is? I don't know, maybe not. No, I don't see a connection for a battery here. It almost looks like this is a spot for one single battery, doesn't it? But I don't see any connections for that. All right, now let's get in here. We got a bag here that has, it looks like a screwdriver and then some parts here, screws. There's a little gear, some string, stuff like that. Here's another bag. Here's the USB connection right here. And it looks like we have some lights and our connecting wires and things here. And some kind of a switch right there. That's probably going to go into that step, I'm assuming. Here is our bird right there. He's all white. So you can color this bird, I assume, paint it however you want, or you leave it all white like a dove and just maybe paint the beak yellow, maybe dot the eyes. But that's kind of neat. You can paint it up like however you want. All right, this looks like our clock hand pieces here. And we've got whatever this is. Well, this looks like our doors and things for the cuckoo to come out of. And here's some kind of little card here. I don't know what that is because I can't read it. All right, let's get everything back in here, and we're going to get our boards out, and we're going to go ahead and get started. This is going to be a time-lapse build, guys. As you know, I always do. We'll do a time-lapse build on this, and when we're done, we're going to demonstrate the clock for you and talk about what we think of the model and everything at the end. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Okay guys, we're all finished building the ROKR CUCKOO CLOCK. As you can see, here's the box. Again, this is the Chinese version. It is not in English. I mean, some of the wording on the box is in English, but for the most part, it's all in Chinese, and even in the instructions with Chinese. So it took me a little longer to build this because I had to keep using my phone to translate the Chinese writing in the manual. I did notice one thing. Over here, you pull this little light bulb thing, string, and it turns the lights on. As you can see there. Now, I did notice one thing after I got done building. If you look in there, I put the pendulum piece on backwards. It's a little moon, as you can see in the picture right there. The reddish brown coloring is supposed to be this way, and the moon's supposed to be facing the other direction. I put it on backwards where the wood, it's just the wood is showing. See if I can stop it there. There you can kind of see it. And if I can get down in there. There you go. So I put the wood side facing and not the red side, but that's okay. I could probably go in and change that later if I really wanted to. But what we have here is the Wonderland Cuckoo Clock from ROKR, and I got to tell you, this is one of the best ROKR builds I've done to date. Look how ornate that clock is. The depth of it. I like the red with the gold touch on the second hand. You can see the playing card suits, the heart, of course, at the top, and then we have the spade, diamond, and clubs making up the 3, 6, and 9 o'clock hours. This is very much a Wonderland themed build. If you hit this bottom step here one time, you get the cuckoo clock. As you see there. Now if you hold it down, and I'll get 4 light flashes, that means it's turning off the cuckoo to chime on the hour. So if you don't want it chiming every hour, you hold this down and it'll flash 4 times. And now it won't chime on the hour anymore. It'll still chime if you hit the button just once. But it won't chime when it hits the hour. Now if I hold it down again, it'll flash twice and that turns it back on. There we go. Now whenever it hits the hour, it will chime. Now this lights up nice and bright. I did notice when I connect it to the USB Type-C cable, it actually lights up a little brighter. Now I have 3 AAA batteries in it that were, I stole them out of another device, so I don't know how run down they are. But I did let this run. Its clock's been running for about 20 hours. And the time is pretty much still accurate with what I set it at yesterday. I set it kind of close. It's probably about a minute or 2 off, but it was when I set it. Yeah, I think it's about maybe a minute off. It's kind of hard to tell. The way the letters are, they're very close together, or the numbers. What a great clock. Let's turn it around this way. You can see the side. You can see very much got all the card suits. We have the clubs here. We got a nice little window you can look in. Got the ace. This is almost like a playing card, as you can see, with the ace on the top and bottom. And a little sign there that says Sweet Dreams. If you get down here, we have another window that goes in where you can actually see the pendulum moving in there. We got the plants here. We got this balcony that runs all the way around under the second story there. Have a little water wheel here. It spins pretty nice. Now, it would be kind of cool if this was actually hooked up to a motor and just constantly turned, kind of like this fast. That would be cool. But it does not turn on a motor. You have to just spin it with your finger. Alright, we got our little sign here that says ROKR. There's a little carrot patch down there. Alright, we're going to come on back around to the back side. And here's the back side here, top to bottom. I love that whole German architecture that they put into this. Again, we have the playing card suits on either side here. We got stairs that go up to the balcony. Another door here that closes. You can open and close it. That sees through. There you can see that the colorful side of that pendulum is supposed to be facing the front. Now this window here, this whole piece here, very nice looking. But you just slide it up and pull it off, and that uncovers your battery box here. So you can just change your batteries. It's got the screw in it, and then you can pop this open and get to your batteries. And then if you lift up this little lever here, you can open the door, and now you have access to your clock mechanism in there. Now that screw right here is what you would put your Phillips screwdriver on and turn that counterclockwise to set your clock. You can see it better right there. Yeah, you can push that pendulum over and it'll lock onto this here if you don't want it swinging. Well, I like it swinging. Alright, so let's go ahead and close that back up again. Okay, let's put this piece back on. Just sets in there and slides down. There it is. I think I got that in right, yeah. Okay, now we'll slide over to this side. And we have another playing card like on the roof. This is the ace of spades, as you can see there. Ace on each corner. Very cool. I love that touch. I love how these pieces all fit on to form this spade here in the middle with the lighter color underneath. Come down here, we got another doorway that goes in on that second story. This one has a little step ladder in there. Looks like for someone to get on so they can work on that clock. And down in the bottom we have another entry into the main hall with some steps that go up, and you can of course see the pendulum again. Now we have this nice fencing touch here on the corner. Back to the front here, we have the rabbit here with his trumpet, and as you can see, he looks like he's part of the Queen of Hearts people there with the outfit there with the hearts and everything on it. Looks like he might be holding some kind of decree or an announcement. We have the little windows here. Those shutters can open and close, but I kind of like having one shut so you can see through the hearts, and then one just partially open. Just the way I like having it. Again, the Wonderland on the front there, and back to our nice steps that go up. I just love the look of this, man. It's very whimsical, very storybook, and very much Alice in Wonderland. So again, let's push the step right there. It's marked with an R for ROKR. You push it. Now the bird comes completely white, and you can paint it however you want. I painted it like kind of how they had on the picture there. I just painted his beak an orangish yellow and then painted his eyes black. Because it looks kind of like a dove. But you can paint it like any bird that you like. I thought about painting it more like a cardinal, but it just doesn't have that cardinal shape. But you could if you wanted to, like a bluebird or a cardinal or however you want to paint it up. Make it your own bird. Also, guys, this comes in a just wood. So they have two different ones. They have one that's just wood, and then they have this colorful one. So if you're more into wanting to paint it the way you want it to look, you can get the one that's just wood. I like the colorful one here, and I think it looks fantastic. Just so much detail in this. All the what you call gingerbread on the house. And one more time, let's hit that cuckoo. Awesome. I love it. All right, guys, let's get back to the main camera. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that little demonstration of the cuckoo clock from ROKR. Let me pick it up here. It's kind of big, huh? Look at that. There it is. You get kind of a size comparison. Very, very neat, man. I gotta say, man, I really do love this one. Let me, I'm gonna turn the light on here. There we are. The light's turned on. I keep swinging it around and messing up the pendulum. It needs to be steel. See, if you move it a little bit, you start smacking the pendulum around. All right, but yeah, there it is. Let's hit that cuckoo. I love it. I absolutely love it, man. Like I said, I always wanted like a cuckoo clock, like a real German cuckoo clock. I mean, that's not what this is, but it looks very much like one, and I love it, man. I absolutely love it. And also for, you know, like $70, can't beat that. Very, very fun build. This one did take me longer than it said it would take. I think it says the build time on this is 6 hours. And this took me probably closer to 8 hours to build. But again, I had the instructions in Chinese. So there's a lot of writing in the instructions to, you know, do this or do that, you know, make sure you do this. So you need to read those. And I had to pull my phone out, scan it, translate it so I could read it. So if you get the English version, which is now available at the robotimeonline.com store, from ROKR, the English version is going to be much more simple for you. You won't have to do all that translating. I mean, you know, unless you speak Chinese, then you're fine. But if you don't speak Chinese like me and you need English, yeah, better to have the English version. But the model is exactly the same. There's no difference on it whatsoever. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want one of these cuckoo clocks, I'll leave a link in the description down below for you to click on that and it'll take you right to it. And yeah, it'll probably take you a couple of weeks to get it shipped to your house. But ROKR, you did it again. You guys are always putting out really good quality stuff. This one here is a mix between the like thin plywood and the MDF board. And but it works so good. The coloration is fantastic. And everything went together really well. Didn't have really any issues whatsoever putting this together. There are also a few little videos in the manual for you to scan. There's a couple of parts that are a little hard to understand when it's just pictures showing it. And those videos will explain to you exactly what they're talking about and how to do it. So I would suggest clicking on those videos to make sure you get these the things put together properly. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up and then stroll over there and hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel out immensely. And I'll see y'all next time. I'm Chewysolo, and this is Black and Red Builds. See ya.
Woo! Now that is a whole lot of fun right there.